Hey guys, welcome to my new channel, which is going to be about video games and politics. This is my rainbow colored guy right here. I just made him rainbow because I felt like it, not because of anything else. So anyway, I'm just going to kind of show you around. This is a server that me and my friends play on. His sister created this red lightsaber here. Just going to kind of show you what's going on our Minecraft server. This is going to be the first video. These are my TIE fighters that I built. Gonna run underneath them. Dragon right there. Over here I got a redstone tower going. And this has a bunch of villagers in it. Lag. That lag. Gotta love it. This is the cow farm. Got some villagers in here. They're all trapped in here, and there's a bunch of doors. This is the uglier version of my villager tower. Over here is the redstone tower I'm making. There's a guard patrolling around down there. Villagers can't climb ladders, and I want to keep them in here. So I just built a bunch of floors that have doors on them, right? So as they keep repopulating, they start going upwards more. I just moved some villagers into this one recently. Where'd they go? There's one, there's two, three, and they made a little baby. Okay, so they're populating this tower. Now the other tower is the one that's got most of them in it. And with the new trading update, that's just something that you want to make sure you have a bunch of villagers close by for. And I'm starting to do a cow underground farm too. Lots of cows. Feed them real quick. It's always good to have wheat nearby. Because these motherfuckers are hungry. Got some iron golems in there guarding them. These villagers up in here. So as you notice, this is kind of like a TIE fighter themed map that I've built for myself, at least. Everybody else has their own stuff. This is the best game ever. Get fucked. These guys repopulate this whole area. Go down here, show you what's going on. The village is actually really far away, so it took like 3 minutes on a mine track to get them here. Like I said, they're all trapped in here, just because I don't want any monsters killing them. And it's easier to just keep them all in one place so they're always breeding. You don't want a bunch of them going into separate houses and then they're not breeding. So these are my full-size TIE fighters. I have some mini ones that are floating around. This is my giant fuck right here. This is obviously part of the game. We just have big walls surrounding this area. Torches everywhere. Nothing can get in. That's a monster. So we got lava on the walls out here. This is an area that we're going to start expanding to later. This is all on survival, by the way. Down. And if you're just wondering what that was, that's a bunch of mine carts that you use to go up. This is my main area. Up here is where we're building a Star Destroyer. So as you can see, it's pretty big. I think it's about 300 blocks long right now. Gotta finish that at some point. This is our farm. This is an automated farm, so if I hit this lever, all this water will come down here, and then it's easier to pick up. So instead of having to run through and go like this, you can just hit that lever, and that just comes right down. So that's how we keep ourselves fed. And we don't have the rest of this automated yet. It's kind of like we don't need to. But yeah, this is obviously all Sky Farm. I built this. And my friend over here has a stadium that he built. Show you that. And like I said, the politics part will come later. I just feel like showing you guys my world first before we get into anything. So this is the Denny field. This is all made on survival. We've been playing on this server for about 2 months now. Eat some carrots. With the new patch, they lowered the carrots to only give you 2. We used to give 3, I believe. Yeah, you'll see that up there. That's something. This is his castle that he made. He's obviously spent a lot of time on this. Oh, great. He's got some good creepers in here. So here's his football field that he made, which I think is pretty nice. He spent a lot of time doing this. This is all to scale for the most part because each block is 1 meter wide by 1 meter long by 1 meter high. Cool he did that. And we got some enemies up in here. Those are some water coolers, it looks like. Glowstone. Goliard posts, and he's got... I think that's where the announcers go. We're going to get some villagers in here, so there'll be a bunch of people running around in the stands, and we'll make it so they can't get down in the field. So that'll be cool. Let's get back out of here real quick. As you can tell, I'm playing this on PC, so... Great, these guys. That's alright, I guess. Still got some armor on. Go in here and show you his castle. I have a really cool resource pack that makes things look really nice. So these are the normal pictures, right? I mean, you know, some of them are kind of cool already. Just put on my HD one real quick. H1. Minecraft World, Windows 7 randomly. I always thought this one was really awesome. That one's cool. It's a flat screen TV picture. It's a picture. This is probably the best picture that they put on here. Whee! The sun is setting. Yeah, as you can see, the sun looks really nice on this texture pack. So that's Denny Field. Like I said, I'm just going to start talking about some politics stuff. My views aren't exactly any one party, so I will talk about both parties that are the dominant ones, which is obviously the Republicans and the Democrats. Although lately, as a lot of you have seen, there's a lot of movement in the Libertarian and the Tea Party side. For those of you who don't know, Tea Party stands for Taxed Enough Already, and they were founded by the people, not by any organization or government, or it's nothing. It's a top-down type of thing. It's like a grassroots type of thing. So, you know, there's like the green energy movement, which that's obviously a grassroots thing. There's the, you know, ethical treatment of animals, people. Those started from a grassroots thing, and now there's some big whatever the hell. The Libertarian side is pretty much closer to what the Founding Fathers were. So they were kind of more like a less government, but the government is necessary for certain things. But when the government gets too big, they start to encroach on freedoms type of thing. So that's kind of what a libertarian stands for. Now, a lot of people confuse Republicans and libertarians, and they say libertarians are just crazier Republicans. Well, libertarians actually believe more stuff that the Democrats and the liberals would believe. So when you say, oh, this guy's some crazy libertarian, and he doesn't know what he's talking about, he's just another crazy libertarian, blah, blah, blah. Well, for you to say that, they probably agree with a lot of things that you agree with, because they're not just devoted to being one party. So they're more open-minded, I would say. And a lot of people lately, you know, they're like, oh, the liberals and the Democrats are the party that fights for the minorities, and they're the ones that are more open-minded. Well, you know, for the last 20 so years, maybe they were, but lately, just the way things have been going, they're pretty much gonna lose the House like they already have. They're not gonna get it back, and they're pretty much gonna lose the Senate this time. Now, I don't know how many of you actually follow these types of things that happen. As you can see, I'm just building my redstone tower. So like I said, this is video game politics. Lol, what? But the whole point of having political parties, it's not so that one can always be right and one can always be wrong. You have to have a lot of different elements to it, so you get the people represented. So you, lately I feel like the Democrats and liberals aren't really representing the people that they say they're representing. And you can see a lot of that in the poll numbers that just kind of reflect on how a lot of people disapprove of Obama. Recent poll, and you can look this up too. I mean, I'm not going to say something that you can't look up. You can Google it and you can find it within like 10 seconds. Okay, let's just say that. So, a lot of things lately, Obama has a really low approval rating, right? And when they looked at Democrats who voted for him, out of all the Democrats who voted for Obama, 55% of them regretted voting for Obama. Okay, so that's a big percentage of people who have buyer's remorse, is what they call that. So you voted for him thinking he was going to be something, and then guess what? Turns out he's a politician. Nobody really, understands that, oh, guess what? You're voting for a politician. You're not voting for some new Jesus or some new Messiah. And the other part of that poll also said that 70% of the people who voted for Obama, so those are including independents, so they can vote either way, 70% of the people who voted for Obama ended up regretting it. And this is for his second term that I'm talking about, not the first term. So the second term, 70% total of the people who voted for Obama regretted it. So when you look at things like that and you compare it to, everybody says, oh, it's George Bush's fault this happened, George Bush's fault that happened. Well, when you say things like that, it's easy to say a blanket statement, but can you go back and prove it? Yeah, you can prove some things. You can prove some things about anybody. Are the Democrats the only party that does things right? No. Are the Republicans the only party that does things wrong? No. Democrats do things wrong all the time. It's just that if you only watch one source of programming television, you're not going to get the full story. So if you're just watching, let's say, ABC News, how are you going to know what MSNBC News says? Now, they most likely are going to say the same thing because they're basically a liberal Democrat demographic that they go for. But the other interesting thing to note on them is they've been losing a lot of their viewers lately. So they actually lost about, I think it was 41% of their viewers when you compare when you compare February 2013 to February 2014, they lost 41% of their viewers. So that's a big drop in viewership, right? And when you look at other things like Fox, now they're gaining a lot of... You can see this guy looks really scary. This is with the HD realism mod on, and I really don't like the way the villagers look. They're kind of scary looking, but... Yeah, let's just go take a look at some of these guys. Yeah, the Iron Golem kind of looks like a Terminator. Lagging out here. Terminate and destroy. But... Wow, that's creepy. Look at this little... It's like a midget. It's a little midge. But anyway, that's a really cool moon. We gotta go look at that moon. Politics isn't everything, it's just something that I look at a lot, that's all. That moon, though. Lagging. Yeah, I'm lagging a little bit. These cows look really scary too on here. But yeah, this is my first video, so you know, I'll keep things going. It's not really that hard for me to talk while I play something. And I do look at politics a lot, look at multiple sources, I don't just look at any one side. I have never voted on anything before, so I'm saying this now. So later on, if my channel gets any bigger, you can't go back and say, oh, he's some evil Republican, he's some evil Democrat, he's some evil crazy Libertarian, Greenpeace, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Oh, and speaking of Greenpeace, the guy who co-founded it, it's one of the Greenpeace's leaders. This is interesting. I'll finish with this. The guy from Greenpeace, I forget his name, but you can Google this, it just came out today. He says that Greenpeace is a religious cult that is just trying to make money. Former leader of Greenpeace. Okay? So I want you to remember that. When some of the people are like, oh, it's a conspiracy theory that everyone's just saying conspiracies and blah, blah, blah. Well, you gotta remember, sometimes they're gonna turn out to be right. Some people are gonna be right. Conspiracies are gonna happen. And you can't just keep saying, well, blah, 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 blah. You gotta go back and admit when you're wrong. You gotta learn from your mistakes. And I'll leave you with that. A goodbye.